It's a blessing to have two really good quarterbacks, and certainly one with a ton of experience and one without. There's no doubt both these guys will make us harder to defend. We intend to use both of them.
The Gators will host Texas A&M in the Swamp this Saturday at 3:30. Listen to the game live on 1010XL. It's 82 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Attention.
They are not ready for prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime, prime time.
It's XL Prime Time. Featuring Joe C.
Why in the world am I sitting back and being quiet about this?
Matt Hayes.
Oh, my God, this is ridiculous.
And Leon Searcy.
If you can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
A day removed from that loss down in SoFlo, a day closer to maybe getting to 1-1. The Cleveland Browns are coming to town on Sunday at the Bank. Home opener, welcome in a Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. Stoked to talk football, and we got to get to some college football because we didn't spend a whole lot of time on that on yesterday's show because that was mainly about the Jags and the Dolphins, but we'll definitely dig in on still some leftover thoughts from that. Our XLP to the CFP top 12 coming up a little bit later on. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. It's always good to see Leon, Maddie, and our head coach, Dave Campo. So we're 4 wide on a Tuesday as we dig into this football game. Now, Coach, I'm sure you listened to a little bit of XL Primetime yesterday. Leon lamenting several things that didn't go right. Matt making the he really got after the decision coming out of the locker room at the half, some of those decisions. And I'm thinking when you look at your notes, you probably are going to have – it's probably going to be both of what Leon.
You're not going to offend him by saying coaching.
Yeah,
you can say it.
Yeah. Oh, he was coaching all right.
Some of you people, Dave.
Yeah.
Need to straighten up, man. Tighten up.
I'm ready. Listen, I will say one thing. Mm-hmm. That game went from a punch in the gut to a bunch of where.
Oh yeah.
That was a rough outing all the way around. I'll tell you what. As I look at that ball game. Joe and I had a podcast earlier where I made the comment that out of if you just put it in a 10 sequence, we won 7 of the 10, but the 3 we lost cost us a football game, and unfortunately that's how the game went. I'm really disappointed. I think it's one that we let get away, and there were a lot of positives, but there were just those 4 or 5 plays that make the difference in a ball game.
Yeah, that's what you were saying on the 5th quarter, Coach. The games like that, the momentum changes. It's just a couple of plays that where the momentum of the game will change. And I understand that. I've been playing the game 11 years, but what upsets me most about it, Coach, is that we didn't respond well.
Right.
That's what bothers me is that we didn't respond well to the challenge of them getting back in the game. I mean, how do you rectify that during the week?
Well, first of all, the response has got to be physical and mental. Mm-hmm. Obviously, because you look at the 2 big plays they had in the game: the deep cross to the post to Waddle and the post to Hill. But one of those plays was mitigated. Mm-hmm. In other words, they hit the 62-yarder. Well, we stopped them. They didn't score on that drive. Mm-hmm. We made the tackle. On the second one, it's an 80-yard touchdown. We didn't mitigate it. Mm-hmm. So we didn't respond very well in that situation. It's the same thing when, you've got fourth quarter with 4 minutes left, both the offense and the defense. And by the way, I'm really excited about our defense. But both the offense and our defense did not respond in a situation mentally to where, hey, we got to do whatever. We got a chance to win this game. We've got to overcome the momentum that they had. Neither one of them did it. So that's a concern.
I think when you really are just trying to break it down, we came out of it saying and using coaches, 7 out of 10 things were good. An improved defense, a better offensive line, more time to throw, big plays down the field, Tank running the football. There was a lot of things. But like we said, when you're up by 14, to start the game. You're leading by double digits at the half. You stopped them twice on fourth down, and yet you let that game get away. And this comes down to at least 2 big plays on the defensive side of the ball, Matt, and at least 2 big plays or more on the offensive side of the football where they did not make the plays necessary.
Okay, so I'm going to look at this from a coaching perspective, all right? You've seen the all 22 now, right?
Right.
Okay, you typically do on Mondays.
Yep.
That's why I asked you that.
Yep.
Is it as bad as you thought, or is this a matter of simple tweaks here and there? And then number 2, and I said this yesterday, and I want to get your thoughts on this because you are a DB's coach. I think they covered better. They were there. They were there a majority of the times on those throws. Right there, making a play, stopping a play for whatever the game was, not extending yards after catch. They were there for a majority of those plays, which compared to last year, Dave,
right?
Guys were running free last year. So your thoughts after looking at the all 22 and then in the coverage?
Well, first of all, we're much better on defense. I have to give Ryan Nielsen a lot of credit because a lot of the things that I thought he was doing in the preseason, to see where guys could play, paid off, in my opinion, because you saw completely different units out there all the time, and they did a lot of different things. And I thought to myself, gosh, as the game's going on, how are they doing that many things? Because they had little packages. Jerry and Jones was in there on certain things, certain down the distance, and played well.
Yeah.
The only guy that played every down was Antonio Johnson. And Antonio Johnson played a little bit at nickel, a little bit in the back end. Now, he made some mistakes. Obviously, he's a rookie. He missed some tackles. He's athletic enough to make those tackles. He's just got to learn that when you're in the open field, you got to be under control. You can't just try to knock anybody's butt off unless it's in an enclosed area where there's a lot of people around.
Which you try to do too many times with HN, no doubt about it.
Exactly. So, to me, that part, listen, on the let's just take one play of man-to-man, and that's where you see an athletic ability. Do you have the speed and whatever? I'll take one play, the Hill pass for 80 yards. Darby ran with that guy for half of the field. And then the quarterback had too much time, and he pulled away from him right at the very end. And it was a good throw and a good catch. And to me, that shows this team can line up and play man-to-man with anybody. And to me, I think that if we'd have mitigated that with the tackle, it wouldn't have been the same momentum swing as that 80-yard touchdown. So
or had they mitigated it with a little pressure, which would have forced Tua to get rid of the ball a little sooner. Then I've got an incomplete pass.
I've got the answer for that too. If you want me to coach it up,
you are our answer man. Yes.
All right. Play action passes are the key, right?
Right.
Our play actions in the first half, because we were running the football, our biggest plays were off of play action. Because not only do you hold people, but you get maximum protection.
Yeah.
Okay? You might not get 5 out, but you're going to get 2 or 3, and it gives you an opportunity to make some throws down the field. Our problem the whole game was third down and long, right? The third down and longs, you don't have any play action. So those guys are cranking it up and coming.
Right.
And our offensive line, that's another matter on some things. Here's my point. On the 2 big ones, it was the same play. They just flipped it. The first one,
you're right.
The dig was 10, and the post was Waddle. The second one, the dig was Waddle, and the post was 10. Okay? When you do regular play action, guys, quarterback takes a snap, he turns his back to the secondary. They make a fake. They either throw it then or they half boot or whatever it is, right? Well, they did something I haven't seen a whole lot. They faked a toss on both of those. Both of those plays was a fake toss, and then it was a 2-man route. That's it. So they had maximum protection, which is why he had all the time that he had to make those throws, right? And eventually, Tyreek Hill is going to run away from 99% of the corners in the league, okay? That's number one. Number two, the first one was against cover 2, right?
Yep.
And Antonio Johnson made a mistake. He jumped up on the dig and let the post come, and the other safety had no shot.
Right.
The reason he did that was because the fake toss,
pulled him
linebackers,
up.
the linebackers flowed, and then the backside linebacker that's supposed to get under the dig in a cover 2 couldn't get back there. So Hill's sitting there wide open. Well, I'm a rookie, and Hill is wide open over the middle, and the quarterback, both of those routes, guys, the dig is here, and the post is there. They're right in line with the quarterback. Mm-hmm. So the quarterback's looking at that dig and throws the post. So he jumped up on the dig. The second one
Which is what almost anybody would do, right? If Ten's running the dig. Right, but if Ten's running the dig and he's wide open.
Yeah, I mean.
And you're a young dude?
Yeah, that's a young dude. And the key to that whole thing is mitigation. Mm-hmm. If they complete it, go tackle them.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
The second one was a 3 deep. And the same situation. There they are, right there in line. He finally ran away from Darby. It was man free.
Right.
The free safety was held because he was looking at the dig, and then he took a bad angle. They missed the tackle. They don't mitigate it.
He did take a terrible angle.
In the game. Yeah.
Cisco took a terrible angle.
And they ended up running into each other, basically.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's a long-winded answer to that.
No, that's the answer.
The time was there because of the play action and holding the linebackers and maximum protecting it.
So guess what, Coach? You know it's a copycat league, right? So Cleveland Browns are watching that on film.
Absolutely.
So we've got to rectify it for sure, don't we?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Now I don't think Tyreek Hill is playing for the Cleveland Browns.
No.
But Cooper is.
Cooper is, yes.
Yeah. So we got our work cut out for us.
All right, so we've got our coach for the 2 o'clock hour. You guys can hit the text line, Designed by Lifetime Enclosure, 641-1010. You can throw questions regarding Sunday's loss, the pluses, the minuses, however you want to do it. And then obviously if you want to look ahead, we can do that as well. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. We love them. They are there to wow you. We got happy customers all over the place. You can log on beaverchevrolet.com, beavertoyota.staugustine.com. So we're talking Jack Ball. We'll get to the XLP to the CFP top 12 coming up a little bit later on a beautiful Tuesday here in Duval.
XL Primetime's Coach Dave Campo is brought to you by Bold City Heating and Air. Online at boldcityac.com. Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Who brought the house to their feet?
Listen to this place.
Universal Roofing Contracting presents the offensive player of the game.
Wide open and just what they needed.
Experience the universal difference on 1010XL.
Hey there, all you sports dads rocking the best dad bod possible. We love seeing you eat tacos by the handful, and we love it when you bring your kids here too. For years, Lucy claimed that her favorite thing on the menu was sopapillas, with a big scoop of ice cream. I know that's not a taco, but that never stopped her. I was shooting for Dad of the Year anyway, so I just let it happen. Taco-Lu's a great place to bring the family. There's something for everyone, as long as it starts with a taco. And a margarita for mom is always a good thing. At Taco Lu in Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and your time at home should be stress-free. The last thing you want to worry about is a clogged drain or your hot water not working. So do what I did and call my friends at Fenwick Home Services. They can replace or repair your home's plumbing systems and fixtures fast. Fenwick offers 24/7 same-day service and can fix any plumbing problem you have. With free same-day estimates and guaranteed repairs, the pros at Fenwick Home Services get the job done right the first time. You can also save on future emergencies with $50 off any repair. Online at FenwickHomeservices.com.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit
Now, it's time to showcase the Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game. Live generously and life will treat you royally.
Logan Cook was a master chef on Sunday for Jacksonville. The teal and black punter recorded 6 punts that averaged just under 52 yards per punt, with his longest going 67 yards. Simply put, the kicking doctor was in, and you didn't need an appointment to see him. Logan Cook is your Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game.
Want a one-stop shop when it comes to commercial or residential construction? Then pick Preferred Builders. They should be high on your list. Over 70 years of construction experience combined with exceptional product and service warranties. They've got a team ready to tackle any size project. In fact, they've built their business in Duval by offering superior work at reasonable prices, and reputation over time means something. Honest and knowledgeable, reliable and responsive. Be sure and put Preferred Builders into your game plan for your next construction project. That's Preferred Builders.
It's about the hunt.
Captain Kevin Favor here with Captain Kirk and Jeff Loggerman.
We take you from the water to the woods.
On the Nimnit Outdoors Show. Presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Let's go to the woods, y'all.
Saturday mornings from 7 to 10 on 1010XL.
If you're looking for custom metalwork, look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Whether it's custom railing, shade structures, or custom entry gates, their expert team controls the turnkey process. From CAD design and raw metal to powder-coated finish and expert installation. When you choose Superior Fence and Rail for your custom metal project, you get a project that's, well, superior. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail today.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. Or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Bari Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Bari at Bari Orthopedics.
Everything about the game has changed, except for the most important thing. What you have inside. It is what drives the game. It refuses to be ignored. It sweats every day, turns an athlete into a legend. Gatorade, is it in you?
From Gatorade Zero to Gatorade Endurance Formula and Gator Light, there's something for every athlete. Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. It's a win-win. Gatorade, official partner of the NFL.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes Summers here, so let's talk about something sizzling, making a Bacon 180 with a Waken 180. Imagine dropping pounds while still enjoying that crisp, savory goodness. Well, it's on the menu at Awaken 180, and one of the many reasons I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180 weight loss. I did it all while still enjoying so many of my favorite foods. The difference is, my coach showed me how to enjoy those foods the right way. Chicken, steak, pork, lobster, they're all on the menu. Awaken 180 caters to any diet or taste profile, vegetarian, vegan, omnivore, even flexitarian. I'm not kidding. That's a thing. They're all covered. The bottom line, if you want to lose weight fast and safe and keep it off with lifetime coaching, then make your own Bacon 180 with the Awaken 180. Do what I did, Mike Dempsey and Hacker, and more than 21,000 others online at awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyoublow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, we heard about the bad news of Shiloh Sanders getting hurt over the weekend, and he's expected to miss 2 to 3 weeks after undergoing arm surgery. Now, arm surgery in 2 to 3 weeks usually don't go hand in hand, Leon, but that's what they're saying right now. Coach Prime said that his son is a very fast healer. So we'll find out. I don't know the details of arm surgery. But
arm surgery. I mean, any specifics to the arm? Did he tear a ligament, bone? What the hell was it?
I thought he broke a bone in a tackle against the
and
Browns.
you might be able to set it. If it is a bone, that actually probably is as good a news as any of them. Let's see here.
I thought it was like a fracture. He got it when he got run over. He didn't make a tackle. He literally got run over in the Nebraska game.
The quote from Prime said he woke up from surgery and said he was brutal. Said he was ready to play this week. He won't, obviously. Shiloh expected to miss
find it and show you.
2 to 3 weeks. Anyway.
Yeah.
I
like how Matt Hayes put the point of emphasis on run over.
Bro, I was going to say he got trucked.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Because he got trucked.
Well, listen, I mean, Deion's got even more. He's got more concerns than that. Now, that offensive line play is just horrific. Listen, I would even consider, you know how guys pull out and get themselves ready for the draft and the combine?
Shador.
Bro, that concussion. I mean, they said that he got sacked 6 times. He got hit 15 times, and he got a concussion.
Yeah,
Bro, I wrote that Saturday night that, you know what? It's time for him he might want to think about opting out. And honestly, think about it. If you're his coach who, put that offensive line in front of him, but more so if you're his dad who knows that he's going to get hurt behind that offensive line.
Yeah.
And the money he could make playing this game could be impacted.
Well, dad may need to override head coach because head coach put that roster together for him.
He did.
He did.
I had to laugh at Leon right there because he was laughing on that when you said that, Matt.
Yeah.
That's the way I felt last week with Lagway. Yeah. When Lagway came in, I said, look, you're going to see Lagway. If I was the head coach there, I would not throw a pass. I would run the ball and have him run the ball. That's it. No passes because Miami was getting in the face. I'm talking about last week, not this week.
Yeah.
But
and heck, you got to ask the question: if Shador sits, will Deion sit? Okay, because that's a hell of a thing to have to go through the rest of the year without the best player on his team, which just happens to be his son. Yeah. That's for sure. All right, 641-1010. You guys can jump in. It is XL Primetime on a Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevy Tuesday. We've got our coach hanging out with us, so you definitely can jump in as far as some of the things that got you. So just think about this, all right? And you could really attack this a lot of different ways. But an 80-yard bomb, a fumble into the end zone with no points, a fourth down decision, or 0 points scored in the second half. What is most responsible for the loss?
Me?
Any of you?
Fumbling the ball and going into the red zone because that play right there seals the game, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you couple it. Then you couple it with the 80-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Now momentum is 100%, and it's real. Momentum is real. Somehow you have to mitigate that on the sideline.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, but you know what? That almost gives the offense an excuse. It was a terrible offensive effort in the second half. It was terrible play calling. It was a terrible effort, other than the one drive that ended with the fumble in the end zone. So I'm not giving the offense the excuse. That's an easy way to say, well, if he just holds on to the ball, it's a different game. And I agree with you. Probably 31-7 final if he holds on to the ball. But the point I'm making is you cannot be in that. If you want to call yourself a playoff team, if you want to call yourself a legit 10 or 11 win team, a team that can be a 4 seed or a 3 seed, you do not have a team down 17-7 and then go in the second half on offense.
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
I agree with
you can't be that mentally weak because bad things happen in the NFL all the time. How you respond to
all
them.
The time.
All the time. And how you respond to them, that signifies what kind of team you have. If you've got a mature team or you've got a young team. And we thought that with all the experience that we went after in free agency, that we thought that the leadership here was going to be was surround this team to where you get in that kind of situation. Someone's on the sideline saying, okay, all right, defense should be saying, all right, don't worry about it, O-line. Don't worry about the offense. We're going to get the ball back or something like that. Or if they give up the big bomb, to Tyreek Hill, the offense should be telling the defense, hey, don't worry about it. We're going to go down and score. Those kind of conversations have to be said on the sideline. And if they're not being said, if you're not communicating like that, I mean, then that's the issue right there. Because, Coach, how many times we both been in situations where things didn't go right for us. And the coaching staff, the first thing the coaching staff come up to us to say is, hey, listen, don't worry about it. Hey, listen, we're going to take this ball. We're going to drive it down. We're going to tie the game up. It's sad. And if those kind of conversations aren't being said on the sideline, then what the hell are you there for?
Yeah, it's a very, very good point. And the intensity level needs to rise because the stakes are high. and you have now dropped 6 of your last 7. And it does become a trend, even though there are a lot of different and new pieces here. There's still the genesis of this football team was here a year ago. They have added some starters, but head coach, quarterback, big playmakers on defense, they're all still here. And so they changed a lot of assistants. Doug was immediately critical of what happened on the defensive side as far as his coaching, which he had already gotten rid of the last group on the defensive side. So those things need to change.
I want to go back to this because, Leon says, bad things happen in the NFL, and I agree with him. But for the other team, it's a good thing. So the point is, players make plays. Jordan Poyer is a great player. He made a play. He knocked the ball loose.
It was Holland.
It was Holland? Okay, it was Holland.
Yeah, it was Holland.
Okay,
yeah.
So he knocked the ball loose. So you can't just crumble because somebody makes a play.
Right.
That's kind of my point. I agree with you. The game's over if he goes in. There's no doubt. But on offense, you cannot have those 3 and outs like that in the second half. You absolutely cannot have that.
Well, and even though they did have that, they did have a nice click drive, first down, second down, first down before the fumble.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good
saying. Other than that drive,
and then
but other than that drive,
know,
they did nothing in the second half.
And we know after that, and touch on this real quick, there was not a completed pass after that. And they did obviously called a lot of run plays or were out of passing plays because of penalties. But anyway, your thought on the Evan Ingram catch mirrors what we said yesterday.
Yeah, Kirk should have made the catch. And, but this goes along with Matt saying, I mean, you can make the excuses. This guy dropped the ball. Evan Ingram dropped that ball. He should have caught that ball. So should have Kirk.
Yeah.
The one that Kirk dropped where he had to kind of turn and dive, kind of reach out for it. The pressure on the quarterback forced a high throw. All those things come into play. And I agree 100% that it's mental. That's why I say on the sideline, you got to mitigate the bad plays on the sideline, getting ready to go back into the football game. And the defense did it once. Mm-hmm. They just didn't do it twice. The first one was on when he went for 4th down and they didn't make it. That sudden change, they shut it down. Mm-hmm. But then they had a chance after the 4-minute debacle with the 2 sacks. They had a chance to stop them and go about their business. They didn't do it there.
Yeah, not able to do it.
Not only that, you get the ball back with a little over 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The game's tied. Do something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they go 3 and out.
Yep.
And that's just, it's, or earlier in the second half when the screen is set up for ETN. That thing was going to go 25, 30 yards, and he missed the throw. Well, you've got to hit that throw.
Yeah, you look at Leon. Leon is beautiful with
because
this.
I saw these beautiful throws
you
last night.
You have got to hit that throw, man.
Yeah. And plus, I'm with I'm a Leon Searcy disciple, okay? Leon talks all the time about every single play up front is important, no matter every block, everything that you do. Mm-hmm. On the last drive, before they get the ball, the first play, Cam Robinson comes down inside to block the linebacker. They got the end blocked. Everybody else is cut off, and Cam Robinson misses the block. Mm-hmm. And when he comes up inside, instead of a 7-yard gain, it's no gain. Mm-hmm. Okay? Then the 2 sacks, pressure from the outside, did them in.
Game.
The first one was a quarterback's fault because the quarterback was looking to get the ball down the field because it was a 2nd and 10 instead of taking the profit. He had the profit right in front of him. He had one guy open in front of his zone.
Right.
He had a guy in the flat, wide 100%. Open. And he was waiting for the turn in. And the pressure on the tackles got him. He couldn't. And
that's game managing, absolutely. Dave. That's like it's 4 minutes to go. They're gonna be playing soft. Just take the profit.
Not even game manage. Make the play.
Right. Correct.
Make the
play.
But
I'm saying you've got to know down and distance time. Okay, it's 4 minutes to go. They're not going to do anything crazy. Just take what they're going to give you and slowly get down the field.
Here's the other thing.
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Here's the other thing. We bitched all off season about the interior guys, right? Mm-hmm. The 2 guards in the center. Now, they weren't perfect, but they weren't bad in that football game. Now, I don't know how good Miami's inside guys. They're not. We're going to play better guys up in there, right? Mm-hmm. But how many times have you heard me say? How many times have you heard me say that the tackles? I wasn't worried about the tackles too much.
Right.
But I said, if they do, I don't worry about the pressure outside, because even if they run around, all the quarterback has to do, if he's got the inside guys are doing their job, step up and go lateral.
Right.
Well, that last play, watch that play over again. Let me tell you something. There was a hole from here to that wall over there. If once he saw that guy up the field around Harrison, he just had zeroed in that I'm throwing here. And if he had it was 2-man.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody else was covered inside, man to man.
Right.
So they were covered. There was no short throws. They bracketed the 2 outside guys. It wasn't pure man to man. It was double-double, we used to call it. Inside, outside, man to man on the 2 wideouts. And they left the inside guys to their guys. As soon as he saw that, he should have got out the gate. And if he got out the gate on that one, he's running for 20 yards before anybody gets to him, because everybody's was down the field, 100%. Yeah.
Here's the thing, because as much as we get on Trevor for not taking the game over, essentially, with 4 minutes left to go in the game, that offensive line is just as responsible for that loss than anything else, because I've been in huddles with Hall of Famers, Damani Dawson's, Tony Baselli's, where the game is on the line and we're tied and we got 5 minutes to go and the offensive line needs to do something to get down there to either score a touchdown or win. And we're in that huddle saying, all right, listen, let's get this thing done. All right? No excuses. Nobody coming back saying my bad.
Right.
Let's collectively go down here and will ourselves to get a W. And I've been in those huddles. I've been on those sidelines where you got to get it done. No excuses. You got to pass block. You got to run block. You got to get it done. You got. If you don't have those kind of relationships with those guys around you, then you don't get it done. Because you got to hold everybody accountable.
You know what else too? It's like I was talking about game management, Joe, and what Dave's what he's saying is a perfect example. Like, he's got to walk the line of scrimmage, and that snap, and he's got to see they're playing man under.
Yeah.
I can take this thing somewhere now.
And that's the part of Trevor that we need to trigger. Honestly, that's the part. All right, we'll keep it going. We got some questions for Coach when we get into this next seg, looking ahead to the Browns, and, of course, something a little left over from the loss to the Miami Dolphins. Also, the record in the pick'em after week 2. We will get into that coming up. It is XL Primetime, Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. Coach has got a big smile on his face. I wonder why.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need these special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
We're back. Mia here, and winning season is back. Football is back, and MyBookie is here to make sure you're ready to cash in on the action. This season, MyBookie is pulling out all the stops with incredible promotions, like weekly risk-free boosts on Thursdays, where you can bet without a sweat. If your bet hits, you win big. If it doesn't, forget it. MyBookie will refund your wager. That's just the beginning, folks. MyBookie is giving away hundreds of thousands in prizes with their Super, Survivor, and Squares contests. Get your entries in now for your shot at huge cash rewards. For a limited time, they are bringing back the double deposit bonus. When you're ready to get started, just use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit. You heard that right. Double your money with promo code 1010XL before you even place a bet. Not to mention, loyalty pays off with MyBookie Plus. The more you play, the more you win. Climb through tiers of loyalty rewards programs to unlock even more epic promotions. Only with MyBookie. Guys, feeling deflated in the bedroom? ED, low T, no energy? If your stuff is broken, call 904-STROKEN or 904stroken.com. No shots in the first treatment, now free. Fix your ED at 904stroken.com.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you be active, reach weight loss goals, and find your inner strength while you connect with your community. Family memberships at the Y include unlimited group exercise classes, childcare while you work out, and youth sports participation. It's easy to join the Y and affordable for all. Plus, the Y is a great place to meet a new circle of friends. Visit the Y near you or online at fcymca.org.
Bold City AC, keeping you cool. Feeling the heat, Jacksonville? Cool down with Bold City Heating and Air. From repairs to energy-efficient installs, we do it all. Your system worked hard all summer long to keep you cool. Give it a spa day. Schedule a system tune-up. Call Bold City Heating and Air today and experience the bold difference. Bold City AC, keeping you cool. Bold City AC. Visit boldcityac.com.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 10, 1989, Indianapolis running back Eric Dickerson rushes for 106 yards against San Francisco, becoming the fastest player to top the 10,000-yard plateau.
In what building in the United States has its own zip code?
Does your homeowner's insurance company contact you before, during, or after a big storm? If not, then it's time for you to contact Southern Oak Insurance. Find us online at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The only building in the United States with its own zip code, the Empire State Building, a 102-story high-rise built in 1930.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Hey, Scarline here. If you're like me in the fall, you want to watch football, not clean. Enter Molly Maid, voted Bold City Best Cleaning Service 3 years in a row. Molly Maid is reliable, friendly, and thorough. Visit mollymaid.com.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows in $2.95.
Are you tired of living with constant pain from torn ligaments or nagging tendinitis and bothersome joint pain? Say goodbye to endless medications and invasive surgeries. Go BioTarget Regenerative Treatment is available only at injury care centers. Their innovative approach helps you recover faster and get back to doing what you love without drugs or surgery. Don't just treat the symptoms, target the root cause with BioTarget. Visit GoBioTarget.com to learn more and schedule your appointment today.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com, and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler. Go Team WM, and as always, Duval!
The Money Pages brings you this week's Red Zone featured player of the week. Number 16, Jaguars quarterback, William Trevor Lawrence. Trevor played college ball at Clemson and was drafted by the Jags first overall in 2021. Make sure to pick up this week's Jags game program with a commemorative ticket of Trevor Lawrence inside. Download the Money Pages app for weekly specials. Money Pages, official sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is Walker Little of your Jacksonville Jaguars for Kingfish Pest Control. I've been a Kingfish customer for a while now and can confirm that their service is incredible. Not only do they protect my family from pests, Kingfish's office staff is the friendliest around. They even email me a photo of the tech before arriving at my home. Kingfish Pest Control is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Be sure to enter their Swat That Kick sweepstakes for free pest control for 3 years. Go to kingfishpest.com and tell them Walker Little sent you.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars analyst Jeff Lageman, a guest this morning of Jaguars Today, described what happened on the play when Tyson Campbell went down.
Tyson was covering, I believe it was, I think it was Waddle, and when Waddle kind of altered his route a little bit at the top because he was trying to get him to bite to the inside. When Waddle bent it to the outside, that's when Tyson went down. Unfortunate.
Lageman on the plan for the Jaguars secondary without Tyson Campbell.
I think it will be a mix of guys. I think it'll be Monteric Brown. I think it'll be Jarian Jones. Wouldn't be surprised to see even DeAndre Prince to be able to get some snaps.
Jeff Lageman this morning on Jaguars Today. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Here's a bold fact. Brought to you by Bold City Brewery, Duval's first craft brewery. Online at boldcitybrewery.com.
You can definitely check them out right there on Roselle Street in Riverside, the production house with a Taco Tuesday. Take advantage of that and enjoy some of their delicious creations. And we're talking Duke's. That's their original brown ale. That's how the whole thing started with Duval's oldest brewery. And they're celebrating 16 years with the Boldtoberfest coming up in October. We'll be telling you all about that. But Duval Light, Old City IPA, Mad Manatee, on and on and on with all the great creations that they've got. All right, so here's a bold fact. We go back to this game. Tyreek Hill now has 12 career touchdowns of at least 75 yards. That 80 that he went for was the longest ever in his career. So he is tied with Bobby Mitchell, Hall of Famer, with 12 touchdowns for the third most. Who are the top two in terms of total touchdowns of at least 75 yards? I'm going to go easy on you and tell you that you probably will not get one of these. I'll just go ahead and name him. Ollie Matson.
Think of that.
Yeah, I know you were zeroing in on that. Who else?
Man, I knew that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you shouldn't have given that one up. I'd have gotten that one. Ollie Matson has 13.
I'm going to go with Megatron.
Okay.
That's a good one. Megatron. Randy Moss.
I'm going with Moss.
Yeah,
I'm going with Moss.
That's those are both great guesses because they are right there in terms of the accomplishments.
Wait, is it Bullet Bob Hayes?
Nope. I may even have. I'll just go ahead and give up this other question here in just a second because it does have those two names in it, so I'll at least give that away as a bold fact. But the number one guy, touchdowns of at least 75 yards or more,
Jerry Rice,
is Devin Hester.
What?
Wow, that's why he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, with 14. Yep.
Wow.
14.
I knew it had to be a cane.
Yeah,
so they're counting like the returns, obviously.
Well, they're called touchdowns. They are called. I love it. He's trying to slice up my question. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking wide receiver. That's all.
I know. I'm just saying. I said 12 career touchdowns of at least 75 yards. That's all I said. But to the other part of it, as far as those other guys, 22 games with at least 125 receiving yards and a touchdown, and that is tied with Calvin Johnson and Randy Moss. So that's rare air. That's for sure. There's only a couple guys that have more than them. That's something else. All right. So let's get to a couple of these questions. Can someone please explain to me why they don't roll Trevor out more? Seems to be a great player on the move. We know the offensive line's a little suspect. So why just keep dropping him straight back in critical situations when he's likely to get sacked? Matt asking that question. What do you think of me?
I love it. I mean, anything that's going to give him more time. We know the offensive line is suspect at best, even though, like Coach said, the interior played decent. Now, I'm not sure how good that interior of the Dolphins is, but they were okay. The trouble was outside. But, I mean, that should be a call automatically. As athletic as Trevor is, I mean, the option to be able to roll out left or right and then to scramble if nothing's there, absolutely, I'm all for it.
I've been wishing and wanting it for a while. He is a big human being with athleticism that can take off. Do you think that they'll play with that and offer it up a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, when you're 2 for whatever on third down, you got to figure out something. Yeah. And, give him a chance to get on the perimeter. I think they're a little concerned with him getting hurt. Somebody hitting him or whatever.
Well, you also got to throw accurately when you get out there, too. It's not as simple as just, hey, let's roll out and throw the ball.
Yeah.
It's a lot more difficult to, when your body's not framed, then it's a lot more difficult to throw the ball.
Yeah. And he can manufacture extra time with his wheels. He is big enough, fast enough, and we saw a little bit more of that in training camp where he just basically look, boom, and made the decision. He made the decision early with one of those plays.
They do that when they run naked boots, but you got to be able to establish the run game first and foremost. Because the first play of the game where Calais Campbell got that sack, I mean, he ran a naked boot. He ran outside. Calais is in his face. You got to be able to establish the you got to establish the run first.
He guessed on that, bro.
That was a good guess.
He guessed on that.
That was a good guess.
Did he not, Dave? I mean, honestly, he guessed on that.
We've opened up a lot of ball games with that naked boot.
That's very right.
And so predictability.
All you got to do is watch film.
Yeah. Self-scout.
Let's try to run the ball first before we run a naked boot on the first play of the game.
And by the way, I didn't mind that there were more run plays in the end because there were big explosive plays. And what Tank did is a huge plus. I really think that they're going to lean on that a little bit more. But it's still, when you only have, I think 19 attempts from Anthony Richardson and 21 for Trevor were two of the low ones this week.
Chew on this a little bit. I'm going to get eviscerated on if I don't even go on the media, pages. But listen. Number 4 has better eyes and more patience than number 1 does.
All right.
Number 1 would be an outstanding third down back because he's got great speed and he can catch the ball out of the backfield.
Interesting.
So I'm not sure as this goes along.
The only way I'll
hang on. Let him finish. You're not sure.
No, I'm just saying as this goes along, I'm not gonna be surprised if it's split 50-50 on how they do it and how many times both of them get the football, to be honest with you.
And the one thing I'll go along with is that ETN was probably on the sidelines at one point going, I fumbled the damn ball, and then also that guy is going to take some carries from me. Yep. He had to have both of those thoughts in his head because Bigsby from the 4-yard line ripped off that big play and was definitely eating up big chunks. Right. Did it early in the game because ETN wasn't available. When they came back from commercial break, even who was it? Kevin Harlan on the announce. He thought it was ETN, and it was Tank. Right. And so the only thing I push back on is that if you get hit enough, you start to change the way you play the game. Yeah. And so that's the only thing I'm curious to find out about, whether Tank becomes that guy where you just count on him every single time. Like you saw that dude last night that can't take Christian McCaffrey's place, but that was a barrel of trouble against that New York Jets defense last night. That was a man-sized running back last night.
What's going to be very interesting is that the amount of coaches like to put you in doghouses for fumbles,
right?
And how they do it, nice and smooth. The other guy gets a little bit more carries than you get in the next game. Now they would never say it publicly, but I want you to tally up Tanks and ATN's carries come Sunday.
Because just going back to last year, what we say, Matt, when we were doing the math, it was a 5-to-1 ratio. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's only because Tank was in the doghouse last year.
Yeah.
If you watched that kid from San Francisco last night, the one that he broke into the secondary in the red zone, he had both hands on the ball with about 7 yards from the end zone because no way he was going to fumble that ball.
Yeah, you can just bet he saw that play.
Right, but to be honest, if you're doing it right, it doesn't matter who's playing running back.
Yeah,
I mean, think about it. They said this last night. I heard this on the broadcast last night. In Mike and Kyle Shanahan's coaching career, 40 non-drafted running backs have rushed for more than 100 yards a game.
Crazy.
40.
And
so if you do it right, it doesn't matter who's running the ball.
Right. Yeah, they're blocking schemes and everything. They ain't afraid.
Mm-hmm. No.
Now, here's one positive, and RJ brought this up off of X, and it basically shows offensive explosive play percentage. Now, these are metrics. You can chop and throw darts at it if you want, but these are 10-plus rushing yards or 20-plus passing plays, all right? And you'd have to admit what we saw from the Jaguars running game was a pleasant surprise. Jacksonville led the NFL in explosive plays in that category in week 1. That's a positive.
Yeah, it is.
Led the NFL in explosive plays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Must have had a hell of a lot of explosive plays in the first half.
Well, it was in the running. It was in the running game too.
Believe me, in the second half, from the 4-yard line, they went down. They
got a couple on that one drive.
Right. Well, no, they went first. They went first down, second down, first down, and then the fumble. They were explosive plays.
That doesn't surprise me, and I think if you look at the metrics I heard on one of the earlier shows, that
what do they consider explosives? 15 yards,
10,
right?
No,
10-yard runs.
10
and 20-yard passes.
That's always been that way. But I heard on one of the other shows that our defense was really high on holding the
Miami,
other team to a situation. So there's a lot of positives, guys. I mean, I felt going into that game, if they exploded on us and went for 30-something points or whatever, that we'd be questioning Ryan Nielsen big time. Well, you can't question Ryan Nielsen. Yeah. You can question some plays during that period that hurt us. But,
sure.
Hey, we got to be positive.
Real quick, because we got to get to picks. Bush Drive. I love anybody that's got Bush in his name. I was over at Anheuser-Busch yesterday. But Bush Drive Rich, Coach, with the success of Micah Parsons last week against Deshaun Watson and company, do you think Coach Nielsen will turn Devin Lloyd loose and give him a little bit of that role Sunday?
Well, first of all,
and if not him, who?
Well, first of all, Devin Lloyd is not Micah Parsons. The closest guy to Micah Parsons in our group could be Trayvon Walker, from the standpoint that he's almost probably more effective as an inside rusher in a lot of cases than he is an outside rusher. So you conceivably could move him around. They've done that with Armstead. Armstead made a good play on an inside rush. He's a better inside rusher than he is an outside rusher as well. So I think Nielsen, if anybody that I've been around, he's the best I've seen. Now, Zimmer, I thought, did a great job in the Dallas game. Parcells was all over the place. He played every position on defense, I think, including free safety, I think. But, I think Nielsen is one of those guys that can attack protections. And you saw Devin Lloyd and Ventrell Miller on some rushes on the weak side, and I think you'll see more of that, more linebacker pressure. I think they were a little concerned with the passing game receivers to do too much more than a four-man rush in a game. And I think they felt like they could put enough pressure with a four-man rush, but they did bring the linebackers a little bit more.
Hey, they may not miss Dan Quinn as much as Jerry thought he would with old man Zimmer.
No,
because
I like what Zimmer does.
Oh, yeah, and I know he was part of yours. He checks every box and makes sure he doesn't leave anything to chance. Yep. All right, so as we say goodbye to Coach Campo, okay, we did week 2 this past week of our picks. We'll have Friday coming up. You cannot wipe the smirk off of his face, all right? So real quick, Coach and Leon went 3-3 the first week. Maddie and I, scandalous. I don't know what we were doing. 1-5, okay? We just sucked. This past week, I go 4-2. I'm pretty happy.
Nice.
I'm pretty stoked. Matt, another 1-5.
Are you serious?
Another 1-5. Leon.
Man, I'm going to have to give up.
Leon, 3-3. And now the round of applause for Perfecto from head coach Campo. 6-0 on his picks.
I'm hanging on your tails from now on.
Wow. 6-0.
Now, I'll admit one of them was the Colts against the Texans.
Oh, it was
a 3, right? It would end up 2.5.
Yeah, it ended up. It was 2. It was a 3, and it ended up being 2. It was as lucky as it could be towards the end there.
Exactly.
But still, 6-0. Excellent
Impressive
work there, Coach.
Same thing I did last year. I don't want to be the Jaguars of last year.
Yeah.
I want to start out strong and finish strong.
Exactly.
That's the key.
And who among us doesn't? Okay. Sure. Listen, that is reality. All right, we will say goodbye to you, Coach. Thank you for hanging out with us. Don't forget, we're going to crank out that Campo and Joe podcast wherever you're looking for Jaguar content on the social channels. 1010XL with our Jaguars YouTube page. Definitely check out Campo and Joe. We head into the 3 o'clock hour with our XLP to the CFP Top 12.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Players spend a lifetime building their bodies into finely tuned muscle machines.
Obviously, you want your star wide receiver to be in top physical and emotional condition.
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update.
Jacksonville.
On 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. The seasons are shifting, but we're not done with the summer heat just yet. And you better believe your AC is still working hard. So do what I did and call the good folks at Fenwick Home Services and stay stress-free with a seasonal tune-up. Don't wait until the wear and tear of the summer heat causes major issues. Book your tune-up with Fenwick's expert technicians to avoid those costly breakdowns. You can trust Fenwick to get your AC running again and get it done right the first time. Book online at FenwickHomeservices.com.
I'm Chris Campione. In a world of big box law firms with satellite offices, there's something special about having a local legal team that cares about you and your community. We're not just lawyers, we're your neighbors. We understand the unique challenges facing the Jacksonville community because we live here too. At Campione Law, Campione Cares isn't just a tagline, it's our commitment to you. Campione Law, your trusted lawyers after an accident. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Homeowners, good news for you. Accent on 4. Listen up. Loan Pronto now has mortgage rates that start with a 4. Prosser here. It's true. Mortgage rates have plummeted. So low, we haven't seen them in a long time. If your current rate is over 6%, you can dump it and lower your house payment big time. Loan Pronto just locked in a homeowner at 4.99% APR. So whether you got your loan last week, last month, or last year, it's time to call Loan Pronto. Even if you're in process with another lender, stop now. Call Loan Pronto. Ask about their zero-cost rate reduction home loan. You can lock in a lower rate with no closing costs in a matter of days, with almost no paperwork and usually no appraisal. And if you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Call now. Loan Pronto can give you a rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. Call 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Call 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Owner approved credit, NMLS consumeraccess.org.
It's the Gator Podcast Channel with Frank Frangie and me, Dan Hicken, on all things Gators. Hacker and Denny Thompson have Gator Bites, and you can find them wherever you find podcasts or at 1010XL.com. Presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
When pests invade your space, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, we show up for you and eliminate pests quicker. Because we care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so do we. Don't live with a pest problem. Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com. Terminix it.
Most goals have a clear course, like planning a trip. But when it comes to losing 40 or 50 pounds, that's a different story. Except with Awaken 180, a clear course to fast, proven weight loss with free support for life. It's Awaken180weightloss.com.
Satisfied that all is well with your business operations? If your IT security and print management is working, you must have hired ABS, Advanced Business Solutions, your local Xerox copier dealer. ABS, Advanced Business Solutions.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Salvatore's famous pizza now in Jacksonville, Tapestry Park off Southside Boulevard. In honor of our favorite player, number 16, Salvatore's large pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping, only $16. Coupon at salvatores.com. Dine in, pick up, and delivery. $16 for a large Salvatore's pizza with lots of mozzarella and one topping. Coupon at salvatores.com. Tax and delivery extra.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Trayvon Walker beasted and feasted for the Teal and Black in the Sunshine State. The defensive end tallied 6 total tackles while in Miami and pitched in 2 sacks in what was a strong showing. Numbers like this will have the rest of the league talking and certainly give him confidence to continue to dominate. Trayvon Walker is your Superior Fence and Rail's defensive player of the game.
If you're tired of your fence looking like a bad hair day, well, it's time for a fence makeover with Superior Fence and Rail. They'll make your yard the talk of the town with a new fence installed by their expert team.
Your fence is fantastic. My fence is giving all of my neighbors some serious pick and envy. Thanks, Superior Fence and Rail.
So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your fence installation project today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Ryan and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World,
simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. Brought to you by JEA. Florida State Seminoles head coach Mike Norvell announced running back Jalen Lucas will be out for the remainder of the season due to an injury in their game against Boston College. Norvell met with the media to discuss Lucas's injury and his future as a Seminole.
Jalen Lucas will be out for the year. Sustained an injury there in our last game. Disappointed for the young man. Very talented player. Explosive athlete for us. Unfortunately, he has an injury that will keep him out for the rest of the season. He does have a red shirt available, so he does have a couple years of eligibility left with that. I know he's going to do a great job of being able to continue to help the guys that are there on the field, but still very excited about what his future is going to be as a Seminole, but it is unfortunate we're going to lose him for the rest of the season.
With Lucas out, this gives some of the younger backs opportunities, such as Mekhi Danzy and Cam Davis, to fill the void. It's 82 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Now, this guy had a tough Saturday. There's no getting away from it, okay? Peyton Thorne, they had California, those Bears of Cal, come into the Plains of Auburn, and they were an underdog, and Auburn ended up losing that bad boy 20-14. Peyton Thorne on his way to throwing 4 picks. Well, he just said earlier that he has basically been Venmo'd for payback from fans left and right on the Cash app. So they are basically asking Peyton Thorne through Venmo payback after that Cal loss. That is just classic.
Payback.
And so, yeah. And so basically, like, I might have been someone who was looking hard at that Auburn line against California. He was on the Next Round, which is I guess a podcast, and he said that fans reach out to him after losing a bet on Auburn. His quote is, obviously, people say not to listen to it and all that, but that's easier said than done, because in today's world, they come at you from all different angles. You hear it verbally, but that's probably the least one. Just walking down the street, you hear it sometimes. Then obviously on social media, they'll hit you on Venmo and all that type of stuff. It's just beautiful.
That is brutal, bro.
Yeah.
Brutal.
And by the way, he follows in the footsteps of Bo Nix, who also said that basically the fan treatment made him want to leave Auburn.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Isn't that something? Yeah. And so, he says... I
mean, there's a fix for that.
Win some games.
Stop throwing 4 interceptions.
Exactly. His quote is, no, they're definitely not sending cash. It's funny. When they lose money, they want the money back. But when they win money on a parlay, no one is ever sending me any money. Now, let's see if we can win some money by predicting. Let's just go ahead and set it up right now.
Time to drop some college knowledge on XL Primetime. Brought to you by Modelo, the official beer of the College Football Playoff.
So we got 12 teams that we are zeroing in on every single week. Modelo, the official beer of the CFP, and XLP is trying to predict the top 12 every single week as we start marching towards our first ever round of 12 in the College Football Playoff. All right, so the way we did it last week, we went 12-9 to start things off. You might even throw a quick observation our way if you want, Big Sirs. But week to week, we're going to try and project what we think should be.
Yeah.
First, did anybody fall out for you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This is the best thing about this bracket is that.
Oh, yeah.
Let us know who
the
fell
motion,
out.
The motion in the ocean.
I can't keep track, Matt. Don't even ask me that
I
question.
can't. But I just know there's some new talking heads in the top 12 for sure. All right. A lot of guys are.
I can think of one that fell off of mine, but that's the only one I can think of.
yeah. Moving on up like George and Wheezy.
Yeah.
At number 12, actually, you know what? This is going to be sad, but Oklahoma State is at my number 12, but I remember it. Has to be FCS.
Yeah.
All right. So Oklahoma State is out of it. So I'm going to go with my number 12 is going to be Liberty.
Okay.
Liberty's at number 12. All right. Liberty.
We have
at
to get
11,
that drop,
at 11, making his debut, USC. USC's in my top 12. Absolutely. USC's at number 11. At number 10, a bit of a disappointment. I remember I had them higher. Actually, I had them in the top 4. They're at number 10 now. Oregon. Boise State gave them all they can handle. All they can handle. So they got away. They escaped with their lives with that win. And at number 9, I've got Mizzou at number 9.
Okay. All right.
All right. I'm going to tell you right now, Oregon's out of my top 12. And I am not feeling it. And I don't know what's going on there because I had them winning the entire thing, and now I'm got them in my top 12.
It's a little strange because
the lines have scrimmed. Their offensive line is a mess right now. An absolute mess.
I was manning the landing ship, and I'm no more either.
Yeah. So I'm going with Liberty at 12. I don't like that either. They'll be out shortly. I can feel that. I love Caden Slater, but they're not that good on defense, and they'll lose a couple games. My guess is the best group of 5 team is probably Boise State. So they're going to have to win the Mountain West. They're going to have, they'll have to be voted by the committee as the best group of 5 champion. So we'll see if that happens.
Right.
But I'm going to stick with Liberty right now. My 11 is Mizzou. I think it's we're going to see what happens. Now it's time to start playing a little serious ball. You got Boston College. They're going to play a little bully ball.
Sure.
We'll see what happens. At 10, this is a drop, and I probably should have dropped them more, actually. Penn State.
Oh.
I don't know if it's an anomaly, a lack of preparation, whatever you want to call it. They better figure it out quick.
Yeah.
There's no way that Bowling Green should have been with the potential to win that game in the fourth quarter at Happy Valley. No way.
Right.
No way. All right, and my 9, also a little bit of a fall, Alabama. Now, this is going to be an interesting game this week, and they go to Madison to play Wisconsin. We all know how Tyler Van Dyke does against pressure, and that Alabama D is really good. Really good. Already with 5 sacks, 13 quarterback pressures, and 14 pass breakups in the secondary. So I think Van Dyke's going to have a very rough day.
Yeah. Safe to say. All right, let me get to my 12 down to 9. I got to give it to Northern Illinois. Okay, Northern Illinois knocking off one of my teams that I had pushed way up there in the Fighting Irish. That's right. Northern Illinois deserves a lot of love, and that was as big a win for that program as there's ever been. And you saw the emotion from the head coach afterwards. Good on them as the Huskies were able to go into South Bend and pull off a major upset. They harassed Riley Leonard the entire game, and Marcus Freeman is now starting to get a little bit of a reputation for one of these games after a big win. So I got them 12th. I got Alabama 11th, and it's only because it just kind of got them hanging and hovering right now, just trying to figure out exactly where they belong. Penn State 10th, and then Southern Cal 9th. I have no problem looking forward to what's next with Southern Cal because I do think the Trojans on both sides of the ball, Lincoln Riley's done himself a good job. All right, so those are our first 4. Let's get to the next one.
Isn't it amazing real quick?
Yeah.
In the AP poll and the coaches poll, in the AP poll, Notre Dame's 18. The coaches poll, they're 19. Northern Illinois is 25th in the AP poll and not ranked in the coaches poll.
Come on. Yeah, look.
You go into South Bend and win that game.
Yeah, you need some recognition. It may not last
And
forever.
they're unbeaten.
Yeah, it may not last forever, but give them some love, man.
That's the only flaw with this perfectly imperfect game.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
True. Because, in South Bend, you got to beat the team and the refs, so.
All right, numero ocho. Says the cane.
Exactly, that part. All right, at number 8, I got Penn State at number 8.
Okay.
All right, at number 7, Ole Miss. Ole Miss at number 7. At number 6, This team, what they did to NC State was, I thought it was going to be a closer game. They blew out NC State. It wasn't even close. I got Texas at number 6, and at number 5.
You got Tennessee at 6, you mean?
Tennessee at 6.
Yeah.
At number 5, very impressive win in the big house. Whitney Earls is the truth. He did whatever he wanted to do in that game, and Michigan did not have an answer for it. Texas. I got Texas at number 5.
Mm-hmm. All right, my 8 is, let me tell you something. If you're not a believer in Nico Iamaleava yet, you better start getting on that bandwagon.
I'll just tell you this right now. The son-in-law, both of them, they battle in the power rankings. And this is pretty good on Jordan's part because he's a volunteer fan and I'm not. But he is teaching little Eminem.
Yeah.
He'll yell Nico, and they will, as a 5 and a 3-year-old, they will yell out, Iamaleava.
Iamaleava.
Yeah, I know. They're yelling it out.
Iamaleava, I think is what I'm saying.
Here's what I figured out from Reese Davis. Iamaleava.
What?
Iamaleava.
Malalieva?
Yeah.
That's not right.
That's it.
There's no chance that's right.
100% on it right now.
Zero chance that's right. By the way, they held NC State to like 143 total yards, too. Their defense, much better.
Scary.
I got USC at 7. I just those two games, it was obviously the LSU game. Then they came right back. Not a good Utah State team, but they took care of business. 49-0 wasn't even a question. I love that. I love you just going in there and taking business. I got them at 7. I got Ole Miss at 6. Jackson Dart, by the way. Mm-hmm. He's averaging 14.7 yards per attempt.
Yeah, that's nuts.
My 5 is Texas. And, I mean, the thing with Quinn Ewers, Leon, in the first half, he just kept hitting third down throws. One after the other after the other. Every single time they had him in 3rd and long. 3rd and 5+, 3rd and 7+, 3rd and 9+. He kept hitting throws. Mm-hmm. So they were really, really impressive in that game. They're definitely the 5. The Georgia game on the 19th of October cannot get here soon enough.
Oh yeah, it's big. Don't wish it to get here.
It's in Austin, by the way, and it's a week after the Red River rivalry.
Yeah, let's let that bad boy soak in just a little bit.
Yeah, the anticipation of it all. Yes.
Yeah,
they marinate.
Oh, my gosh. And when you just, there's so many good ones. All right, real quick, we will go 8 to 5 with mine. 8 are the Utes, okay? Utah taking care of business. And I was sitting there trying to figure out whether I was going to have more than one Big 12 team in, but right now they look pretty good. And this is with Cam Rising going down. Because remember, they had to exhaust every possibility last year. But give Kyle Whittingham credit. And it may be against the dead man walking in Dave Aranda, but still, Utah impressed me. So I put them 8. I put Ole Miss 7th. They are beaten up on bad, but they're beaten up on bad the way you expect good teams to beat up on bad. What was the number you threw at us yesterday with Jackson Dart just going to the sidelines and Simmons coming in? What was the number? The yardage? I was just trying to think of what you were.
Well, I mean, Austin Simmons came in and threw like a 55-yard bomb.
Yeah, you showed us the highlight. I thought there was one other number.
From midfield, like down to the goal line. That's how far he threw it.
Yeah, it's just sick. Anyway, they are good. They are good. And here's where I begin the run. It looks like of SEC snobbery. But Ole Miss is 7th. Tennessee is 6th in my book. So I'm matching, I think, what Big Sur's has because both sides of the ball, Dave Doran and the Wolfpack thought they had something. They did not. They did not.
No, they did
and by the way, Nico took off a few times. He got hit a couple times, and he'll
Iamaleava.
Yeah, he'll learn. Yeah, Iamaleava. And so Tennessee is 6th.
You just made that up. There's no doubt in my mind you made that up.
I totally made it up. All right, and so 5th,
right,
is Georgia.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you flipped.
Yeah.
Wow, good for you.
Because you can't do anything other than if you're going to put one team in one particular conference.
It's either 1st or 5th.
It's either 1st or 5th.
Yeah.
And based on what I saw, I put Georgia.
You flipped. Wow.
5th. 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right.
Sirs.
All right. Number 4, I got Utah. Number 3, I still got my Canes at number 3.
Uh-huh.
Number 2, I've got the Buckeyes. And number 1, I got Bulldogs.
Okay, so you are keeping them up. Okay.
Yeah, I'm keeping them.
See, this is the quirky stuff that I love about this format is they're either 1 or 5, Georgia or Texas.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Not only that, I don't have Utah in my top 12, okay? But in 2 weeks, if they go into Stillwater and win that game, they're going to go all the way to 4. All the way to 4.
Because they will jump to the top of your Big 12.
Yeah, they'll jump to the top of the Big 12.
Okay.
All right, so at 5 right now, I got Texas, and it's close. It's very close. I got Oklahoma State at 4. They got a really bad Tulsa team this week. Just stay healthy and get ready for Utah coming to town in 2 weeks. Game. Yeah.
How they won that game is still unbelievable.
But they did. Down 14 the first half, down 14 in the third quarter, down 10, I believe, or down was it? I don't know what they were. They were down 2 scores in the fourth quarter.
They went up by 7 with 5 minutes to go, and with like 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go, they were back tied.
Right, back tied.
It was just nuts.
Literally, Sam Pittman had they have found every possible way to lose games in the last 2 years.
That may go down as a job loser.
Yeah, that was difficult.
Unfortunately for Sammy.
I got the Canes at 3.
Okay.
I mean, the Canes, look at this defense. Two games, 8 sacks, 5 turnovers forced. Opponent third down conversion rate of 18.1%. That's getting it done.
Good.
That's getting it done.
Yeah.
I almost moved to 2 this week, too. I mean, Ohio State's getting a lot of love for beating Akron and Western Michigan.
Yeah.
And now they got Marshall this week. I want to see it from them against a team of significance. But I'll stick them at 2. And then 1, of course, Georgia.
It's Georgia. All right. So,
by the way, Kentucky tanked against South Carolina last week.
Hey, you know
now they play host to Georgia this week.
So now he's not just a $1,000,000-a-win head coach. Marky Stoops is now a $1,000,000-a-loss head coach.
They look
that was
terrible.
Embarrassing.
Terrible.
Hey,
Brock Vandegrift? Woof.
Yeah. Hey, Big Bourbon Nation.
God.
Oh, my gosh. And Vandegrift had been this 5-star and heralded and apparently had been held back. No.
It's not like South Carolina's this great team. I mean,
no.
South Carolina is not a good team.
They went in there and dominated the line of scrimmage, harassed the hell out of him. All right, 4-3-2-1. Iowa State, give it up to the Cyclones for coming back in that game. That was a really, really good game for that what is it, Cyhawk Trophy that they play for out there. Miami 3, Ohio State 2. And you know what? Instead of saying Ohio State, I'm just going to say Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah Smith is number 2 in the country. And then I've got Texas number 1. I with no hesitation.
The first move to Texas.
Yes, with no hesitation. Hook 'em horns. Can't wait to see. Because remember when we did our first projections in the offseason, I can see Georgia winning the Natty, but Texas winning the SEC. In other words, Texas beats Georgia in a few weeks.
Well, I can see them playing 3 times this year.
Exactly, 3 times. They win in Austin. The other one wins maybe in Atlanta, and then they play again. And so it's going to be fun. But for right now, I'm putting Hook 'em horns at the top. All right, you guys let us know what you think. 641-1010. You can text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can hit the My Bookie YouTube digital studios and just let us know what you think about your top 12 versus our top 12.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Hey, bro, come through today, bro. We got to rap, bro.
There are great plays.
Dives ahead for the first down.
But in the end, there's always a play that stood out.
Touchdown!
The performance-painting high-performance play of the game on 1010XL.
Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Frank Frangie here. They're committed to providing the best selection of Buicks and GMCs for you to choose from with a best price guarantee. Nimnick has been in business for over 81 years because they've been doing business the right way. Stop by Nimnick Buick GMC on Phillips Highway, just south of I-295, or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com. That's Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Jags fans, a new Everbank Performance account could be your ticket to London this October. Through the Everbank London Getaway, one lucky winner and a guest will receive round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and a pair of tickets to see the Jags play in London. To learn more and for official rules, visit everbank.com/London. No person necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of 50 United States and D.C. 18 or older. Entry period for the Everbank London Getaway Suites is from 8/5/24 to 9/5/24. To enter in for official rules, alternate method of entry, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/London. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. Woolsey Morecambe is your MVP in the legal game. Our team of skilled attorneys tackle personal injury cases with compassion and expertise. With fumbles like a car or truck accident, we're here to seek the compensation you deserve. Right here in Jacksonville, we've successfully won over $100 million and earned a championship-worthy record. When it's game time, you want a team that plays to win. Contact Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY. Offices, Jacksonville.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation, with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
Nick here for About 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of About 9. Visit About 9 Associates today and experience the difference. About 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
I open the door and take you inside the locker room to get you closer to the field, the players and coaches you care about.
Get a look at Hayes' blog on 1010XL.com.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reich Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Clear water. John, I can't even mow my side yard. It's so soggy. Man, my builder sucks.
Brent, calm down. This is a common problem in neighborhoods where houses are built too close together. You need gutters and a properly installed French drain that will soak up subsurface water. We can completely dry it up.
So I can take my builder off my speed dial now, huh?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Let that builder bitterness go.
Clear water, irrigation, and drainage too.
Right now, they're on their way to ruin your day. Don't bother calling the police. They can't help. And if you're not prepared, you will suffer. Yes, it's that time of the year. Heat and humidity are attacking North Florida. But help is at hand. Call Mike Merritt's Heating and Air Conditioning. Mike Merritt has a license to chill and lets you maintain your comfort zone at a bargain price. How? Mike Merritt stands ready to help, routine or emergencies. And Mike Merritt knows emergencies can happen at any time. So with Mike, there's never any overtime charges. And Mike's team works without commissions. Merritt will never try to sell you parts you don't need. You can't trust just anyone with a truck. Call Mike Merritt, the company North Florida has trusted for 35 years. Call today. License number CAC 050384.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gate store anywhere around Duval and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
Guys, feeling deflated in the bedroom? ED, low T, no energy? If your stuff is broken, call 904-STROKEN or 904stroken.com. No shots in the first treatment, now free. Fix your ED at 904stroken.com.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O.
If you want high-quality water in your home at a fair price that won't scare you to death, then talk to someone who knows water and is not a pushy salesman. Contact your local water boy, Keith. I install premium equipment and can repair or even rebuild your existing system. In a business known for aggressive sales tactics, let me show you how my approach is different. If you've got any water problems, contact the water boy at waterboyjack.com.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Don't bet the National Football League this season without your VSiN NFL betting guide. Betting previews for all 32 teams, betting trends, VSiN's exclusive in-depth win total projections, and a guide on how to use betting splits to bet and win. Download your free copy of the guide right now, featuring a betting preview of your Jacksonville Jaguars. 1010XL.com. That's 1010XL.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Love talking college ball. Jacksonville, Miami, we definitely been dealing with that today. Looking ahead to the Cleveland game. Deshaun Watson has another accuser, which I'm sure is going to be a little bit of the headline-making stuff up there in Cleveland. We've been talking about a bunch of stuff. But just staying on college football here for just a second. Joe C., Matt Hayes, big Leon Searcy Hurricane Hall of Famer that he is. R.J. Saunders cranking it out until 4 this afternoon. And we're going to finish our show today with James Earl Jones. And I love the fact that the Jaguars put it out on X when they first were trying to land an NFL franchise for Calford, as it was referred to commonly back in the day, a little old Jacksonville. And James Earl Jones helped voice that pitch to the National Football League, which is pretty cool. And we were talking about it on our thread after James Earl Jones, after we learned about it. When was it? After our show yesterday. And anyway, he voiced a piece of it, so we'll finish our show with that today. But staying on the college football front, and we were just talking just briefly during the break there. And we even mentioned it in our segment, talking about the top 12. There's some SEC bad out there. Kentucky looked awful. And when you think...
Awful's not even the word, actually.
Yeah.
They were just... I mean, if I was a Kentucky fan, I'd think, did Mark Stoops, did they even prepare for this game?
Yeah, and they've done a rent-a-quarterback situation here for the last... Okay, Will Levis came there as a transfer, but came there and stayed for 2 years, right? Was it 2 years? Mm-hmm. Anyway, he was a extremely good football player for Kentucky. Josh Allen, absolutely on the other side of the ball. They were getting good players.
Luke Fortner.
Yeah, and then they would go and get Devin Leary, and he didn't pan out. And now you got another guy coming in, Brock Vandergriff, and he's not panning out. So I'm looking at the numbers. The teams right now that are from all parts around the college football landscape, Reddit, CFP tweeted this out, and it's a picture that includes Oregon State, Washington, Oregon, Cal, Stanford, UCLA, the Utes, Southern Cal, Arizona State, and Colorado. And those teams are a combined 21-2 right now and 3-0 against the SEC.
Saucy Nugs.
So right now, the SEC's taken at least a lump or two here or there. That's for sure. Would you say? Would you agree with that?
Well, when Kentucky has to bench Brock Vandegrift and putting Gavin Wimsatt, who was run out of Rutgers.
Yeah.
So how bad do you have to be if you're run out of Rutgers?
That's not good.
Right.
Is that bad? No, that's not good.
That's Kentucky threw the ball 17 times, completed 6 passes for 44 yards.
Mm-hmm.
No touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
All right, real quick. Biggest victory you've seen.
The entire game.
Oh, yeah. It's believe me. You know how I feel about $1 million a win coach.
You can't beat them this year?
Yeah. No, this does not need to
Billy Neighbor can't beat them this year?
Yeah, I was going to say, all of a sudden you're going to take it back to Florida on that? How about just let...
Why wouldn't you? Yes.
Yeah, but how about let Big Bourbon Nation just kind of stink by themselves for a second here? And heck, Shane Beamer, give him some credit. He was at the very least with 2 different quarterbacks. One got knocked out. He even won that game with Robbie Ashford under center. Okay, that's doing something.
Robbie Ashford's in South Carolina right now.
That is doing something. All right, so best victory you've seen so far.
That is heavy lifting. Man.
It is. Best victory you've seen so far this season. Leon, I'm going to make you take Miami out of the equation unless you want to include
No, I wouldn't. The best victory I've seen so far this.
Yeah. And I'll give you candidates. I'll give you candidates.
Nah, I got a good one.
Okay, all right.
Texas, Michigan would probably be the obvious because of what they did in there. But I'm going to go Northern Illinois over Notre Dame.
Oh, that is a good one.
That's a good one.
That is.
I got to go with that.
Very good one.
Yes.
All right. I
Just
can't
real
argue
quick.
with that.
Well, like Notre Dame's got the ball with 6 minutes to go. They're driving. It's 2nd and 1. Why are you throwing the ball deep?
I have no idea.
Why?
It was a mystery to me, and I don't know. I think they've got decent running backs, not just one.
Love was running all over them.
Yeah, and so that's certainly.
That's see what you know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
That again, we talked about this with Dave. That's understanding game management. Yeah. You've got 6 minutes to go, man. You've got the ball. You're driving. Yeah. You're on the positive side of the field. Why are you throwing the ball deep?
Yeah, you need to
keep running the ball.
Wear out the second clock.
Well, what's the deal with your boy Riley, bro?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I love him.
I loved him at Duke, but that's not the same Riley Leonard. I don't know if he's in a different offense. It seemed to be the same offense that catered to him when he was at Duke, right?
I'll tell you this: he got hurt in the first half.
Yeah, they were knocking him around.
He definitely got hurt in the first half. He didn't admit it, but you could tell they weren't running him in the second half, so he got hurt.
Yeah.
And he was in a good situation both when he first got to Duke because David Cutcliffe was there, and David Cutcliffe's one of the best coaches of all time as far as quarterbacks. And then he was in a good situation his first year. Even with Elko, he was in a good situation before he got hurt. But this is it's a new team, a new offensive coordinator, and if you remember, it took Jaden Daniels a year to get used to Mike DeBoer and
right.
Excuse me, Mike Denbrock to what he was doing before it finally clicked in year 2. So there's going to be some transition for Riley.
By the way, they're kind of the same thing we were just talking about. They had a really good quarterback that wasn't necessarily everybody's favorite quarterback that was there for however many years. And then they went from stability at that position when Brian Kelly was there, and then he left and Marcus Freeman took over, Sam Hartman and Riley Leonard. And you start having this transfer portal at the most important position, and it can catch up with you just a little bit.
Not only that, honestly, and I wrote about this for tomorrow's First and 10 USA Today, is we are now at the point in college football where it's starting to mirror college basketball a little bit. Notre Dame had 12 either true freshmen or transfer portal guys on their 2 deep.
Mm-hmm.
Northern only had 1.
Oh, yeah. Consistency.
So when you get in a tight game and it's the fourth quarter, you've got grown men on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and they're wearing on you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that game got close. And then one mistake here or there is going to do it.
Well, that also goes back to what we talked about with Georgia and Clemson, because Clemson had the youngsters, Georgia had the experience.
Yeah.
Obviously a better team, but also had older
right, but,
dudes.
We see it all the time in the NCAA tournament. The team that's old will beat the one-and-dones. It just happens.
Yeah, if they can make their shots and just basically
stay close.
Yeah.
You stay close and get it to the end, you can win.
All right, so best game, you put Northern Illinois, which is great. Best win. I really think USC over LSU deserves some merit. Clemson and Georgia was a great game. And Georgia,
USC definitely deserves some merit.
Yeah, that was a really, really good game. Best coaching job. Is Sarkisian right now rising in the minds of many as far as, because you just went through some stuff.
DeAnton Lynn. DeAnton Lynn, that defense at USC is a completely different group.
He definitely, that was a good hire by Lincoln Riley. He definitely did a good job. Tennessee, is Josh Heupel now starting to at least serve notice that he's got offense and defense?
They're going to be a problem for people, man.
Yeah.
They are going to be a problem. Because they can rush off the edge, right, which helps them in covering in the back end. And they are what they are on offense. If they're running the ball, which they do, that's the whole misnomer about his offense. People think, it's just pass-happy offense. Yeah. They've rushed for more than 2,500 yards in the last 3 years.
And who is this
They run the ball.
Who's this new star, Sampson? He's another one, because they had Jalen Wright, who we saw Sunday.
They run the ball.
Yeah. And so, they're definitely some good ones. And then we I think all three of us put on notice Oregon. The Ducks don't look too good right now. And so we'll find out whether or not they could keep it going. And Michigan, without that advanced scouting video.
It's important, the advanced scouting, apparently.
It is very, very important. And so it might have had an effect.
By the way, did you see Harbaugh after the win?
Oh,
the Chargers?
He
already has them screaming after they break it down. Who's got it better than us? No one.
Yeah,
already.
And by the way, they roughed up Gardner Minshew quite a bit in that game. All right, so there you go. A little college ball. You guys can hit us with some of your thoughts. 641-1010, and we will keep it going before we turn it loose for the Frangie Show coming up.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Are you still asking the question, why Arlington? Lucky for you, I've got all the answers. Mia here. Arlington's lot is packed with new Toyotas in stock in one location, ready to go home with you today. 60-day exchange. That's 60 days to love your new Toyota purchase or exchange it for one that you do. Worried about financing? There's the Arlington Credit Helper. You even get a complimentary car wash with every service. So instead of asking, why Arlington, I'm going to ask, why aren't you here yet? 10939 Atlantic Boulevard or at arlingtontoyota.com.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione. Campione Law.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care affordable with 6-month financing on their CFNA card, plus $50 off your next service. Frank Frangie here. With no interest for 6 months, now is the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Whether you need new tires, brakes, or general checkup, their skilled technicians have you covered. Visit BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 to learn more and schedule an appointment at one of their 5 locations. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jacks, so we gotta play like the experts we are. Now, who are we?
Roland Reach Plumbing!
Now that's what a winner sounds like.
Customers always win with Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjacks.com.
Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to come out and experience one of the most beautiful and unique golf courses in North Florida. Affordable golf, friendly service, and great times in the Hills Grill after play. Book your tee time, hiddenhillsgc.com.
If you're searching for a new fence installation, challenge yourself to find a fence company with more positive online reviews than Superior Fence and Rail. With over 3,000 reviews and a 4.9 out of 5 review range, Superior Fence and Rail is, well, superior. So take the online challenge or let their professional team show you what superior service looks like. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com. This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 10, 1989, Indianapolis running back Eric Dickerson rushes for 106 yards against San Francisco, becoming the fastest player to top the 10,000-yard plateau.
Pickett here with my concierge doctor, Richard Townsend. Doc T, how does a concierge direct primary care operate?
We are a membership-based primary care made directly between the patient and physician. We'll have a limited amount of patients that allows us to give unlimited access and personal service to you. This individualized approach has been shown to lower hospitalizations as well as maintain healthier lives. We also give 24/7 access via phone to me outside of our scheduled office hours.
To learn more, go to mypvconcierge.com.
Cold beer and good grub. That's what you'll get at Taps on 210. Just a great neighborhood feel where friends and family get together. Check out Taps in the Winn-Dixie Plaza, just west of 95 on County Road 210, proudly supporting our 9 After 5 weekly. Head there for a cold one.
We're back. Mia here, and winning season is back. Football is back, and MyBookie is here to make sure you're ready to cash in on the action. This season, MyBookie is pulling out all the stops with incredible promotions, like weekly risk-free boosts on Thursdays, where you can bet without a sweat. If your bet hits, you win big. If it doesn't, forget it. MyBookie will refund your wager. That's just the beginning, folks. MyBookie is giving away hundreds of thousands in prizes with their Super Survivor and Squares contests. Get your entries in now for your shot at huge cash rewards. For a limited time, they are bringing back the double deposit bonus. When you're ready to get started, just use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit. You heard that right. Double your money with promo code 1010XL before you even place a bet. Not to mention, loyalty pays off with MyBookie Plus. The more you play, the more you win. Climb through tiers of loyalty rewards programs to unlock even more epic promotions. Only with MyBookie.
Good people drink good beer, and great people drink Mocama, a refined craft brewery out of Fernandina Beach, Florida. Mocama Beer Company brings sophisticated flagship beers, including Cosmico IPA and Dune Garden Lager, to the greater Jacksonville area. Whether you're hitting the water with friends or enjoying a backyard barbecue, Mocama has the perfect beer for your summer activities. Look for us wherever great beers are sold and find your Mocama.
This is Hayes Carlion for Skylife Elite. Have you ever thought about aircraft ownership as another potential revenue stream and as a tool for tax savings? Put your tax money to work for you while enjoying the benefits of private personal travel. SkyLife Elite has over a decade of experience in business aviation and can guide you through the process with their expert staff. Call my friends over at SkyLife Elite at 490-9332 or find them at flyskylife.com to get the rundown on everything owning an airplane can do for you.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
This is Dr. Turner Vossler, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars released a statement this morning on the passing of James Earl Jones, saying, quote, "We are forever indebted to him for lending his powerful voice to our city and franchise as part of our bid to the NFL. In 1991, James Earl Jones narrated a nearly 11-minute video highlighting Jacksonville's history and passion for football.
Jacksonville, a community determined to win an NFL franchise. A special addition to the National Football League. Jacksonville, a city of dreams.
The late, great James Earl Jones. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
Well, my takeaway is that this Jaguar team probably evaluated the film and understood that they had a lot of missed opportunities. Let one slip away. You've been off today, and now you got to go back to work on Wednesday. Hopefully, we can make the necessary corrections on the field and come out with a victory on Sunday.
I like that. My takeaway is time for a little sense of urgency with that team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, clearly you got 2 0-1 teams that are desperate. It's time for a little sense of urgency for the Jags on both sides of the ball in both halves of the game.
Yeah, 0-2 looks a lot worse, and your playoff chances dwindle mightily if that happens. I'll use my takeaway to bring up Ron. There was a joke back when we were kids, and this is right straight out of the poor file. We were so poor that we would get the PF Flyers, the hand-me-downs. By the time we got them, they were. That's all it said was. That was it. Well, Ron is starting to lose a little bit of that end of his name. He's just that's all he is right now because he doesn't move as much. He's not as mobile because he's older. And he's worried about that Achilles, and I don't blame him because he's coming back from a significant injury. He can still fire the football. But the biggest message is that preseason, you may not need to knock heads. You may not need to do everything, every drill, every game, but you need to do something. And Aaron Rodgers, while he did practice, basically they had all that controversy about whether or not he should play, and he decided he wasn't playing in any preseason games. And you could tell last night, one team had some polish, the other team had some rust, had some questions, and it did not look like the same guy. And look, it's inevitable. It's going to happen, but at 40 years of age, he doesn't quite look like he had everything going last night. They started strong and then did not do much after that.
It was too many, the protection, the breakdown up front. I mean, I was a little surprised that defense gave up so many yards rushing too. So, both sides of the ball got dominated. If you really look at the game, and then Ron, I mean, he was like in a phone booth. He didn't want to go anywhere. And with that offensive line, he better learn how to run quick.
And here's the thing, real quick, onto that front, on that note, they went out and re-engineered that front. They went out and signed a bunch of guys and used a draft pick. They basically, because they had gone down that road with Mekhi Becton and some of the other decisions they made, and boy, were they suspect last night.
Well,
not good.
To be fair, it's probably the best team in the league they played on the road in the first week of the season. So that's a difficult ask.
Oh, yes.
But I thought it's just him throwing. He looked good. I mean, he can just still flick it, and it's very accurate. especially on the outside throws. He's really accurate. I'm not worried at all about him. And I'm not panicking after that one game against the Niners either. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of him, honestly. I am not hitting a panic button, but I would, if I'm a Jets fan, there's grave concern.
Really?
Yeah. Oh,
grave?
Yeah. Now look, because Aaron Rodgers does not look like the same guy. Alan Lazard is a guy they went to go get.
You don't think he looks like the same guy?
He doesn't move as much.
Pretty darn good, man.
Okay, did you see?
I know he doesn't move like he did before, but that's also, again, they're playing a team that with two ends that can not only rush but can, they can hold. They clearly can hold the pocket.
Granted, he was going up against one of the best teams, but
I'm changing my Super Bowl pick.
Yeah,
are you really after 1 week?
Yeah, I'm changing. Yeah.
Wow.
I saw enough.
You're going to read and revise? I don't know who you're going to put in there, but
won't be them.
I think it's in ink right now, though.
Did you watch that back shoulder throw in the first quarter?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, we've seen
that before.
Yeah, good throws.
Right. How often are we going to see that?
Yeah,
I think a lot actually.
Well, here's the beautiful thing about it: he and Devonta Adams, or any of the other great players that he threw the ball to throughout his career, they had great communication because they worked on it all the time. It is an art form. And he and Garrett Wilson, when they went down the first couple of plays, it looked like it was going to be an art form once again. And then they took it away. Granted, that's a very, very good football team. They traveled across the country. But my man from Chico, he needs to, at that age, needs to be putting a little more work in to make sure that he has that symphony working with his receivers. A couple throws to Alan Lazard. Lazard was horrible. And so I don't quite know what to make out of them just yet. Breece Hall looked okay, and then they just couldn't.
Lazard wasn't horrible.
Yeah, looked pretty horrible.
Come on, you're like killing these guys right now.
Well, there's another guy on our show that kills other ones at times, maybe before that they need to be killed
Lazard had
too.
6 catches and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Look, I watched him drop significant passes and plays. 2 touchdowns in this game, negative. He did not.
9 targets, 6 catches, 89 yards, 2 tuds.
Yeah.
14.8.
Not 2 tuds. Make sure you got that right. Because
he did have 2 tuds.
Yeah. What was the final score?
I'm looking at Alan Lazard's stats right now from last night.
All right. Well, I'm looking at the way the game unfolded, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out where those came from. I'm just trying to remember it right now because when I go back and look, I saw a drop
one from Rodgers, one from Taylor.
Yeah. Well,
Tyrod Taylor hit that late one, the overcover.
Which has happened before, but I still look at it. I'm like, it just doesn't look right. Breece Hall definitely got off to a nice start. Like we said, that offensive line may figure themselves out a little bit. That defense was supposed to be a little bit better.
What's wrong with you, bro? Jumping ship, man. What's wrong with you? Seriously.
It was ugly, bro. It was. Especially, I'm more concerned about the defense, giving up all those yardage. Yeah. I thought this was.
I mean, they're playing a really good team on the road in the first week of the season.
Very true.
So is they supposed
maybe the best team in the league?
They're supposed to fold at 10. I'm just saying, bro. Both sides of the ball got dominated.
Look, for the 10,000th time, players today are not like you, okay? Yeah, and your guys, you guys are different, okay?
Yeah, that's why I send in my resignation.
But here's the thing: they are just as good. There are.
No, I know they're good. Yeah. I mean, mentality is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
His whole thing is mentality.
Yeah. Because, but I just I do push back on that because I do think there are plenty of them that are still out there that do everything.
I don't disagree with that. I think that's right.
And we kind of put a little label or a stamp on them. I think too often sometimes there are so many good ones out there.
I just like hearing Searcy say it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It gets it fired up.
Well, no. Yesterday we was on the thread yesterday when they threw a pass on 4th and 1, and I told them I'm turning in my resignation as offensive lineman because that's an indictment on the offensive line when you're throwing on 4th and 1.
He had another throw on 4th and 1.
Another throw on 4th and 1.
All right, a couple off of our college football seg. I had to laugh. We were talking about Kentucky in high tide on the South Side. Text in, Netflix was at that Kentucky game shooting their SEC documentary. Woof. Yeah, I do agree with you. That's for sure. And Texas, number 1. Joe, spoken like a true Gator. Listen, I'm not anti-Georgia in here. I'm not. I'm just saying what I saw from them, most impressive. And I still have both Georgia and Texas just bouncing back and forth. If if we didn't do the poll the way we're doing it, meaning the top 4 are the champions of each conference,
right?
And then after that, it could be the second best team, but still has to go to 5th on the board. So I can easily say Texas and Georgia are the 2 best teams I've seen, but one's got to be 1, the other one's got to be 5, based on the way this thing sets up. So we'll see exactly how it plays out between them. But there are plenty that have been jumping in on our XLP to the CFP. So we'll see whether or not any of these come through when we get to December. And we're not going to be done with our season in December.
You've already given up on the Jets, so
yeah. Well, listen.
Thank God the Chiefs didn't lose in Week 1. You'd given up on them too.
Well, he's trying to change his Super Bowl pick. Leon's trying to do it. It is in ink right now.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers, the exclusive provider of BioTarget regenerative therapy for pain. Visit GoBioTarget.com for a location near you.
The Embedded and Shredded is in the house. He doesn't give up.
Never.
What you saw last night, though, did it make you look at the New York football? I don't know what your view of the football just was before last night. But
yeah, I
it gave me
thought they'd
pause.
be above average,
Yeah.
which I think is probably, I wouldn't venture too far off that. I think San Francisco is a juggernaut. So, I mean, to have to open up the season on Monday Night Football in their house, I don't, the fact that the game wasn't overly competitive even without McCaffrey, I don't view that as a real indictment of the Jets. And Rodgers is going to need time. I mean, you saw glimpses of his MVP self last night at times. So I think the Jets will be okay. I love their defense. And I say okay. I mean, I think they'll be in the mix to get in the tournament. I don't view that game as, now they're going to win 5 games. So, but San Francisco, I just think the story for me was more how good the 49ers are.
Oh,
yeah. So it was a fun game last night. I'm incredibly happy. This has been a monumental day because we have received confirmation that Julie Bowen is going to be in Happy Gilmore 2.
Oh,
So,
yes. Round of applause for that.
So that's going to be the Frangie show right there.
Yeah, but Bob Barker's not.
Well, I guess they could CGI him in.
Yeah,
like they did with.
I mean, you could if you had to.
Like they've done it in Star Wars. They've added in characters and actors that have
that'd be
long
like
since
having
died.
Beetlejuice without Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
Second Beetlejuice.
He was in one scene.
Yeah,
but it was the scene.
Oh, come on.
And Beetlejuice
was the scene.
Michael Keaton was the whole movie. And I'm back to Julie Bowen and Hayes Carline. Right
It's a great scene, but I feel confident we can do Happy Gilmore 2 without Bob Barker. But yeah, we've got there you go. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up on the Frangie Show. We'll have our first scholar athlete of the academic year, so we always look forward to that. That'll be at 4:20. And I don't know, some guy named Matt Hayes is going to join us to talk SEC football. So I'm going to have to check their credentials. I don't know exactly who that is. But
Hayes on Hayes, Grind.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, it should be a really fun Frangie Show coming up.
All right, buddy, sounds
Thank
good.
you,
We will
guys.
be listening. Hayes Carline, Frank Frangie, JJ LaSelva. They will have it cranking at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Normally we leave with Shad saying goodbye, but we thought today might be appropriate to have the James Earl Jones pitch that the Jaguars were smart and kind enough to put out on X as far as the original pitch, trying to get the NFL's eyes on the city of Jacksonville. And if you go back in time, such a big moment for all of Duval, that's for sure. All right, we're done. We'll be back at 2 tomorrow. Special show on Thursday. Lifetime Flooring over on Phillips. We'll be telling you all about that tomorrow. But we love you guys hang out with us. Beaver Chevrolet, Beaver Toyota, thanks to both of them. You can check out both of the tremendous selection that they have on the lots. And you can just go online, beaverchevrolet.com, beavertoyota.staugustine.com. Start shopping there, and they will wow you. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Search, and RJ, we say goodbye. Talk to you tomorrow at 2.